What's good, everybody? So, first, let me say welcome. My name is Brandon. I am the owner of Highly Flavored. I am recording in my house right now because I basically wanted you to watch this first so that way you can understand how to use this ebook because you downloaded it because you're interested in making custom t-shirts or custom apparel, and I want to show you how to get the most out of this resource. Okay, so listen, a little bit about myself. I'm not going to speak long about it, but I started a clothing brand back in May of 2023. I got on TikTok. I faced some adversity at first, but then June 30th, my pain is temporary, wealth is forever design blew up, and I had to leave my 9 to 5. I literally made my first $1 million in sales off of an Epson 8550 printer. So that printer is extremely near to me. I'm gonna teach you how to use that printer and another printer, the XP 15000, which is gonna teach you how to make DTF. So let's get into it. I'm gonna show you how to use this ebook. I'm gonna walk you through it. I'm gonna explain the startup costs and all that good stuff. But before we even start, let's get into the startup costs. The startup cost altogether is probably somewhere between 1300 and the high end maybe 18. And that's really depending on what accessories and what printer you go with. And I'm gonna explain all that as we go. So I'm actually about to share my screen here. Let's share screen. All right. And I'm gonna minimize that for now. We're gonna pull this up. All right, so once you download the ebook is, for one, a PDF file, so it's best to do it on your computer. But let's go through it. So first is the cheat sheet. So the cheat sheet is your go-to guide to teach you exactly what you need in order to start making t-shirts today. Like I said, I already told you the startup costs, about 1300 to 1800, and I'm gonna explain as we go how we get to that amount. So first is the printer. So you can either go with the Epson 8550 or the Epson XP 15000. Either one is fine. I'm a little biased because, like I said, I started with the 8550, and that made me my first $1 million in t-shirt apparel. So I'm always going to say 8550. But if I had to be completely unbiased here, then we can say that they actually print the same. I tested both, I played with both, I've sold t-shirts with both, and they actually work just about the same. So you can actually go with the cheaper one. But what's great is you see right here, if you click the underlying link, it actually goes directly to the product. So I am an affiliate for Amazon. So this is my affiliate link. So hopefully you choose to get it from here if it's in stock. If not, then you can go to like your local Best Buy, Office Depot, even Sam's Club sometimes have it. But any of those office supply stores or Best Buy, then they usually have the 8550 in stock. And it's actually on sale at this particular moment as I'm recording, January 16th. It's 649.99. It's regularly, as you've seen, 79.99. So you can get it from the link. Like I said, everything in here is clickable. So let me go back. You're just going to hit the back button after you click on the link and get what you need to get or whatever the case may be. You'll just click the back button and it'll take you back to the ebook. But you can see here the XP 15,000. This printer is right now on sale for 300. So we got some really good deals right now, and I'm recording as of January 16th, 2025. So, but what's special about these printers is these printers, I'm gonna move my camera down, is you can do full body t-shirts. Full body t-shirts. So this is a full body t-shirt. This is 13 by 19. So um 13 by 19 inches. So 13 inches wide, 19 inches long. So a full body t-shirt is typically like a 12 by 17. And if you see me looking this way, it's because my little face is that way. So bear with me. I know the camera is right here, but what I can see myself over here. But 13 by 19. So you can make full body t-shirts with both printers. So you can use either or. So let's continue on the cheat sheet. So once you get the printer, you'll also need a you'll need the supplies. You'll need the paper, the powder, and the ink. And in my ebook, I show you how to use all this stuff where you'll know exactly what to do. But the starter bundle comes included with our famous hot pills. I recommend hot pills because they're faster for production. But it comes with the 13 by 19 famous hot pills, 100 sheets in a pack. It comes with a thing of ink, and it comes with a thing of salt. Now, you may be thinking, like, what's the return on investment if I make t-shirts from home? And that is a great question. So let's talk about it. So the I'm gonna break down the price of each individual item. All right. Um, and we'll talk about it as we go. So the hot pill pack, if you was to buy this standalone outside of the bundle that I just shared, that's $140 where it includes all three. If you buy this standalone, it's $75. It's 100 sheets in a pack. Let's say you make one t-shirt per page. You print out one image, you press it to the shirt, and you sell it. One image per page. Let's say that's 75 cents per, you know, uh t-shirt, right? 75 cents I'm spending for the paper. Now, the ink, you could typically get about 35 to 50 prints on the standard thing of ink. The ink alone by itself is $50. So let's say that's $1 per print. So right now we're at $1.75 to print out an image. Now the powder typically can last about majority of your 100 sheets because the powder is reusable. You just shake it on the image after you print it, and then you shake it off. I go through all these techniques and what to do in the ebook, but this is kind of just the introductory to show you how to use it. But this probably is about $25 and it can last the whole 100 sheets for the most part. So we're gonna say that's 25 cents. So we're at basically $2. So we're at $2 to make a DTF transfer sheet. Now, if you go to like custom DTF transfer places, right? Remember I said that this is thick body. It takes up the whole, t-shirt. So if you go to most custom DTF transfer websites and you upload your image and they send you the prints, at minimum, you're looking at $5 for a 12 by 17 image. And typically you have to buy like 50 or more in order to get that $5 pricing, because if you're only buying like maybe 3 to 10, you're probably paying like 11, $12 per transfer. And the more you buy, the cheaper it is. So, one of those things is that with doing it yourself, you basically are saving at minimum $3 per transfer sheet for a 12 by 17. So you actually save a lot of money. The course of $3 for 100 sheets. That is a lot of money saved. And listen, doing it yourself, you have the convenience of basically, going downstairs and hitting print whenever you want and being in your creative zone and not having to wait for people to ship it. So that's the benefit of the ROI as far as this goes and doing it yourself. So I hope that kind of puts into your mind why you should even take this route. And you know, as far as DTF, it doesn't have certain limitations like other methods. So, for instance, vinyl, you have to use the little weeding tool. You have to layer each color individually. Then you got sublimation, where it's really good, but unfortunately, it has to be polyester and it has to be lighter color garments. Like if you wanted to make a shirt on a black color t-shirt, sublimation, you couldn't do it. And you couldn't do cotton at all, even if it was, a different color of cotton. So the DTF has no limitations on any type of garment. And that is why I love it, because it's, cheap as far as to make a transfer, and you can literally put it on anything and you could print whatever you want. So that is an extreme benefit and why you should actually get into DTF, because you'll be able to offer your customers so much more when it comes to all the different type of things you can come up with, such as, family reunion shirts, birthdays, actual pictures of people on their t-shirt. Like, you'll be able to do so much with DTF that you can't do with some of the other at-home methods. All right. So let's talk about CAD So this software. So because we're converting the printer and the printers don't use white ink. So like if I go back to this 8550, we can see that we don't see white in the picture, right? We see two blacks, a blue, a yellow, a magenta, and a gray. These printers do not print white. With DTF, the reason why it's so special and it could print on cotton or black or any other type of garment is because it layers your image with a coat of white that you basically put the powder on, and then you cure it and heat press it to the shirt. And that white is what binds to the actual garment that protects your image. And that's how it's all done. We'll be able to go into that, further. So don't, I hope I ain't losing you. But because this printer does not print with white, there's a special software called CAD that you have to buy. This is, unfortunately, a lot of people ask me, is there a cheaper software? Is the software necessary? You have to buy it. I didn't come up with this. This is the same software I had to buy. Now I'm just an affiliate and I'm a authorized dealer, so I can sell it. But when I started, I had to go out and buy this CAD software in order to make t-shirts. So you do need this. But to give you an idea of what it looks like, this is kind of what it looks like. Um, you see, I have the 8550 and the XP 15,000, but basically this is where you'll just go to print. So you really just upload your picture in that little green spot, you'll upload your picture, and this is the place where you print. So you don't design here, you don't do any of that nature. So wherever you currently design or get your images from, or whatever the case may be, you'll still do that. But the only thing is, CAD Link is just where you hit print, because this is the software that teaches the printer how to make a DTF transfer. Okay, so I hope that made sense. Now let's continue. Now, heat press. Of course, you're gonna need a heat press. I recommend that you get a 16 by 20 heat press, because the paper is 13 by 19. So those smaller heat press, like the 15 by 15, you'll have to press twice because the paper is longer than the heat press. So I recommend that you get a 16 by 20. There's a few different options. You can go to heatpressnation.com, or you can go to Amazon, and Vivor has a good 16 by 20 that's on the cheaper side of the 16 by 20s. So I did have a link here. You can click that and you can go to Heat Press Nation to look at it, or you can go to Amazon and look up Vivor and get that 16 by 20, because it's the cheaper one. You will need Teflon sheet or Teflon cover. So you will need that. Now, optional products. So these are the must-haves. So let's talk about it. So that's the 800 plus 140 plus 394.99. So let's go 800 plus 140 plus 394.99. So this is when I said that $1,300 range startup. This is where we're at. Now, of course, let's say if I went with the cheaper printer, the 360, and remember, these printers right now are on sale, so you might be able to catch a sale. So that 1,300 might be 1,100, or this price that I'm about to cut, this 900 might be, 700. So you might get a really good deal. So these are your must-haves. Now, I don't sell the printer, I just sell the supplies. So a lot of people ask me that as well. I do not sell the printer, I just have these affiliate links to Amazon. But I am a DTF supplier, and we probably have over like 120,000 customer orders so far. And we've helped basically thousands of households bring in some additional income into the house. So I'm really proud to say that. Um, let's get into the optional products. Now, these products, as you see here, makes DTF life easier. So black powder. So black powder is different from the white powder. The white powder is universal. It can be used on any color garment, pretty much anything. The black powder, however, is only used for black. And the reason being, sometimes when you print your design, if you use white powder, the black garment kind of bleeds through the white powder and kind of bleeds through your, image. So like, say for instance, if I printed an image that has white in it, sometimes you can see the black bleeding through the white, and your white kind of looks like a blackish grayish color instead of that vibrant white that you want it to be on the shirt. So black powder is a must to, if it's a must have, that I feel like, if you're going to be printing a lot of blacks, but you can definitely get away with white, as long as you have your settings right in CAD Link. You can use white and be okay, but I always like to have black. I do notice a difference with black powder on black color garments, but I've been doing this for a while, so I'm really particular and I can really see things. But you know, so I would grab it, but it's not necessary. Okay, I would grab it, but it's not necessary. Um, Now, the 1,000 milliliter ink bundle, basically, you'll get 6 of these big bottles versus this. So this is basically 10 times the amount that comes in here. So you'll get 2 whites, you'll get a big yellow, you'll get a big magenta, a big blue, and a big black. Thing of these. So yeah. So that's, if you want to if you know you're going to be creating a lot, you don't want to have to wait for shipping and things of that nature. Even though we do express shipping, you get your order extremely fast with us. But, if you don't want to have to wait and you know you're going to be do creating, that would definitely help. White ink, white ink. So this is the white ink 1,000 milliliters. White ink is the first to go out of all this, the colors that you put in. Out of the white, magenta, black, cyan, yellow, out of all the colors, white is the first to go. And remember when I said that every image gets covered, the back of it gets covered in a white coating. So even if I print out an image that's pink, all pink, the back of it will be white because I have to sprinkle my powder on it, cure it, and then press it to a shirt. So white is always the first to go. So even if you buy the starter bundle that comes with this, I would recommend getting one of these because your white will always be the first thing to go. Now, let's continue. So now the sis. Now, one of the things that draw people away from DTF, and I'm gonna be honest, even though I'm a DTF supplier, I always tell the truth and I'm always transparent. One of the things that draw people away from DTF is the maintenance. That white ink that I showed you, because it, like I said, is the sealant that basically binds to the garment, it thickens up extremely quick and it clogs your printer extremely quick if it is not stirred and circulated and shaken. So if you do not have my sys, which is a circulating machine that's basically that you can connect to the printer. Um, if you do not have my sys, then you have to remember to shake your printer every day. Like literally grab it and shake it. If you have the 8550, you're shaking because it doesn't have the removable cartridges. If you have the XP 15,000, you're a little bit more lucky because you can just pick it up and shake it. But you literally have to do that every day without fail, or you might come back and experience a clog. And, when you got orders and things of that nature to do, you really can't afford to have, that type of downtime. So I basically help create a machine that you connect to your printer that stirs the ink for you. Basically, press the button and it stirs the ink for you. Now, like I said, it's optional. This is a DIY sys right here. It basically comes in this box. This is for the XP 15,000. Um, it's optional. But if you know yourself and you know you're not going to be the type of person that maintenance, or you're not going to use it every day, life happens and you're basically just going to be, it's going to be hard for you to remember, then I would probably get the sys. So now the thing with the sys is it takes a lot of ink. The printer takes just these 100 milliliters inks. The sis, on the other hand, basically takes 250 milliliters. So you can get the bundle, which you see here is recommended down here. You can get that for, basically you can get this 395 and the $400 is together for this price. So I made it a little bit more discounted than adding these things individually. So you'll get the sys plus the six things of ink. And you can kind of see these here. So like for instance, if I click here, you can see the sys and the ink bundle that comes with it. You'll get the two whites, the black, the cyan, magenta, and yellow. So yeah. If you know yourself, then I would definitely recommend it. It is a game changer. It makes life easier. Now, before you get it, I would watch the videos. Before I get to the videos, I'm going to talk about parallels. So, parallels, as you can see here, is only needed for Mac computers in order to use CAD Link successfully. So, um, parallels is a software that Mac has in order for you to be able to use Windows applications. CAD Link only works on Windows operating systems. So if you have a MacBook, going back to CAD Link, CAD Link in Parallels only works on laptops or computers, so you cannot use like iPads, phones, things of that nature. But if you have a MacBook, then you'll need Parallels and you'll need CAD Link because in order to use CAD Link, you need Parallels to be able to run a Windows application. So if you have a Windows computer like a HP or something like that, or a Windows laptop, then you only need CAD Link. You do not need Parallels. But if you have Mac, you need both. Okay. Hope that rewind that part if you need to hear it again. But like I said, this is the ultimate course because I teach you everything and I give you all the information that you need for extremely for free. Used to charge $75 for it, but my business is in a place now to where I can give this information for free. And you can make a conscious decision if it's something that you want to do or not. Like I said, I've been able to help, thousands, literally, like I said, we're on order number 120,000. Um, thousands of people be able to, make t-shirts. So it is definitely something that, you know, you should do. But I wanted to make you informed on, everything that comes with it so that way you'll know. But there's video. So once you get the printer, I can help you. Now, let's talk about it. So if you decide to go the Epson 8550 route and you do not get the sys, then you'll click this video and you know I'm sponsored now a little bit on this video, so um it's some ads, but there's literally a let's get through this ad real quick. I'm gonna mute that. Um so there's an hour long video of me showing you how to convert the Epson 8550 printer and set up CAD Link. So this whole basically video is setting up the Epson 8550 without the sys, and we're setting up CAD Link and we're going to go through a print. So that's what this video is. Now, if you get the XP 15,000, you also have to get the sys in order to follow along in this video. I only use the XP 15,000 with the sys, so you know you will have to get the sys. So really, honestly, you know you can get the XP 15,000 and you can get the sys, and you'll still come around the same price that you had to pay for the printer itself for the 8550. So it's really a win. But if you click this one, oh, excuse me, That was the wrong link. Uh, let's go back. Scroll down to videos, and if you click this one, it's going to take you to the XP 15,000 setup, where it's an hour and 30 minutes because we're setting up the sit, so that's a little longer. Now, if you get the 8550, all right, that one is this one. If you get the 8550 in the Epson 8, the Epson, excuse me. If you get the 8550 in the sys for the 8550, then this is the video that you'll watch, and you'll see that it is longer. It is 2 hours and 41 minutes. The sys does take a little longer. I do walk you through the entire step. I do walk you through everything. I walk you through everything. So, but it is longer. So if you're trying to decide what printer, if you're trying to decide if you want to assist, then I do recommend watching these videos and kind of going through it first before you make a decision. But I highly recommend that you do get assist, even though it's optional. You can just look at both and decide what you want to go. Like I said, as far as what printer you choose, it really doesn't matter. I'm biased towards the 8550 because that's the printer that, basically had longevity with me. And we printed thousands of images to make that $1 million run. So that is my printer because that's the one that, carried me throughout my journey. But like I said, I've used both since then, since becoming a DTF supplier and being able to try to help both sides. Um, the XP works great. And honestly, it's just about the same. So if you want to take that route, you can. Don't, there's no worries. But like I said, me personally, I use the 8550. Um, drink some water. All right, let's go. Now, if you got parallels because you had a Mac, then this video is what you'll watch. It's a whole video for you too. Like I said, I basically set up everything in this cheat sheet to help you out. Um, Everything is set up for you in a way to where you can go in chronological order and get started. I also have troubleshooting links. Now, this playlist is tied to TikTok. Now, unfortunately, TikTok is going through this possible ban at the moment, so I may have to put this in a different place at some point in time. But I literally have 27 videos of troubleshooting things or most common questions or most common things that people experience when they're doing DTF. And I have a whole troubleshooting guide where I basically made a video to help you through it. So, like I said, I am a one-stop shop to help you in your journey. You know, I'm a one-stop shop. So, um, yeah, it sucks that TikTok might be going away because I work really hard for these 300,000 followers, but let's go back. um, let's see. So that is the cheat sheet. We already met me, so we don't have to go through that. But you can basically go through the rest of the ebook to learn more about DTF. Chapter 1 just explains what DTF is. Chapter 2 basically goes over the equipment that we already just talked about, so nothing new. Um, I do add some little things about like painter's tape, a cafeteria tray to hold your powder, or you can get like a little bucket or something. A mini iron for your neck tags, like if you want to do neck tags for your um, t-shirts, and a Rolo printer is what I use to print my shipping labels. So just use these little things, and you can click that to go to the Amazon store and affiliates and all that good stuff. I also go over t-shirts. If you're interested to know what t-shirt brands do I use or that I prefer or that I've used in the past, I do go over that information here. Um, Chapter 3 touches a little bit about design tools. Like I said, you'll still design wherever you currently design at. And then chapter 4, so now we're talking about printer setup. Like I said, the cheat sheet had the videos already. So you can just click the link from there or click the link from here. Um, and then chapter 5 is talking about how do you add the design. So right here, after you convert your printer, it's teaching you basically the degrees of how to cure it. And I have videos to show you how to do that. So this is a extremely step-by-step guide that's basically walking you through the entire process. So you lucked up by getting this free ebook. I hope that you take action because you downloaded it for a reason. And if you watch this entire video, that means that you're invested and you're interested. And listen, don't allow fear or the unknown to stop you. This is something that came across your screen because you need it. You're interested in doing this particular thing, and you have a great coach, mentor, teacher in me. So I teach you literally the entire process. Now, of course, for best results, I do recommend, my products. You can check the reviews on my website, my social media, things of that nature. I've been able to help a lot of people. Now, however, you can use whatever products that you see fit, but like I said, it would be really good if you could shop with the person that teaches, but you don't have to. I'm giving this out for free regardless, and I'm gonna continue to do that regardless of, where people shop. But this is pretty much my intro video. It might have been longer than I intended, but I wanted to be very detailed to give you all the information that you need before you start going through the ebook. So I hope this helps. Please rewatch the video if you ever get stuck and don't know what to do next, because like I said, the ebook is basically just a master guide that you follow step by step that helps you get where you need to go. So, as always, I want y'all to stay blessed. And like my quote goes, stay blessed and stay highly flavored. Peace, y'all. I gotta stop sharing and I gotta start recording. Bye, y'all.